Yo, what's going on, guys? Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and I'm gonna be talking about JJ Watt, and as JJ Watt has retired, has announced that he will be retiring at the end of the season. One of my favorite players to ever play, in this game. I don't even the words to describe JJ. This is not only a football player, but as a person too is just incredible. And I just this morning, slept in a little bit because I had a rough sleeping night. I woke up and I looked at my iPad, or my phone, or whatever. I get alerts on both, and I just couldn't believe it when I saw it. There was a bunch of alerts this morning. And to be honest with you guys, even though he's one of my favorite players, I am glad that he is retiring. I think this is a move that he needed to make, and I think he kind of knew this was his time to go. I mean, just had his first child with his wife. And he had health issues earlier in the season, something with his heart. I don't want to say the exact thing. I feel like I watched when JJ came onto the podium and started talking about his heart. He started crying because he said, "I could have died, and I have a son on the way," and he wanted to acknowledge that he played football 3 days later. That's how much JJ loved football. And so I think that this was the right decision for JJ, when it comes to moving on with his life and starting the next chapter in his life. He's been in. It's not like he's like gone down. I mean, obviously he's not the same. Defensive player of the year he was a couple years ago. I mean, he's not the same player he was on the Texans. He's still good. I mean, he's had a good year. It's just he's making this decision because it's the right decision with his newborn son, and all the health issue he had this year, and probably a little bit of the injuries he's had as well. And I just think that, as I got so much respect for JJ when it comes to, as it coming from a Texans fan. I mean, he was my favorite player starting to watch football. And another thing I want to also say is that JJ Watt is trying to, I read that he's trying to find a way to rejoin the Texans, when to retire. Obviously, it's not like he's going to play for the Texans. He is trying to, what I assume is he's trying to sign one of those one-day contracts, which this won't happen till the end of the season. Once these final two games are up, maybe a couple of weeks after that or day after, he will sign a one-day contract with the Houston Texans if they'll agree. Of course, the Texans will agree to it. Cal McNair will let that happen. If they don't let that happen, they're jackasses. But JJ Watt will sign a one-day contract with the Houston Texans so he can retire as a Houston Texan. I just love that. I love how a lot of NFL players do that. Or not a lot, but most players who spend a lot of time with one franchise and not a lot with the other will sign a one-day contract to retire as, like, for instance, eventually when Tom retires, if Tom Brady were to retire this offseason, you're going to see him sign a one-day contract with the Patriots. He spent most of his time with the Patriots. So, I remember when the Texans had Vince Wilfork, when he retired, he signed a one-day contract with the Patriots. Not every player that retires does it, but a lot of players that do sign a one-day contract for a team that they spend a lot of time with, meant a lot. And JJ Watt, I know that he liked it in Arizona, and he doesn't want to be disrespectful to them, but Houston was his home. And I just want to get a little bit of context on what he did for Houston. I mean, it's not just what he did on the field. Like, think about what this man did in Hurricane Harvey. This city was struggling, and he brought it back up with his two hands, and he raised money for this city in one of the city's hardest times. And Honestly, in my opinion, even though all the good things he did on the on the football field, I think that was his. I think that is his number one greatest thing that he did in Houston, was the way he handled Hurricane Harvey, and the way he stepped up and was he not the which he was the Houston's leader, and he was just incredible. I just how much money he raised too for this city. I just think that, even though how good of a player he was, that was his best moment in Houston. JJ deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. He's top 25 in sacks. He's 3-time Defensive Player of the Year award. I just think that there is no doubt in my mind that J.J. Watt will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I'm more than happy that he's making this decision to retire. Because, like I said, I think he needed to make this decision. I didn't expect this year. I thought maybe one more year from him, but I knew sooner or later, JJ would find it. I think that. I thought before this season, I thought he would play another year, but I was starting when I saw that video a couple months ago when he was talking about his son and his heart, and started crying. I was like, I don't know if JJ's gonna. I don't think JJ will play another year, and I didn't. I was surprised when it actually happened though. Yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys think about JJ Watt. Appreciate if y'all gave some love to him, because he gave love to this city, so I think it's only appropriate if we give him some love. I think that JJ Watt definitely is one of the best Houston sports players of all time. One of the best, I would say top 5 Houston sports player of all time. Astros, Rockets, and Texans, Oilers even included with that. I think that, and I think that also, I think that I would include him as maybe a top 10 defensive player of all time in the NFL. I know that's a hard thing to do because there's so many greats, but I think in my list, I don't have an exact list, but in top 10, I would put him there. I don't have an exact list right now, but I think he is a top 10 defensive player of all time. You guys, let me know what you guys think about J.J. Watt's retirement. I appreciate everything he did for the Texans and everything he did for the city. I think that he has a lot of love for this city, and I can't wait to see when he retires. He's gonna have a press conference. Of course, I'm assuming this is what every player does. He's gonna have a press conference with the Texans, a retirement press conference. I can't wait to see that. And farewell to JJ. I'm sure I won't have the 2 games on my TV, but I have Red Zone, so I'll be tuning into those games. I hope JJ can maybe in his final 2 games, can do some good things. Can he get one more sack? Can he get one more tackle for loss? Can he try to get one more added onto that incredible career in these 2 final games? Because J.J. Watt, the Cardinals have 2 more games. The 49ers, and who else? Not the Rams. I can't think about who else they play. The Bucks, maybe? No, they just played the Bucks. I can't remember their time. One's the 49ers. I don't know their other. Seahawks now. I'm not gonna keep here trying to remember it. I think that I'll be watching him in their final 2 games. You guys let me know what you guys think about J.J. Watt retiring. Wish him the best of luck in his final 2 games, and can't wait to see where he goes in the next chapter of his life. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Texans.